to start off by talking about winning in a seller's housing market. I saw an article from money.com, and it's interesting because you're starting to see more and more markets across the country transition to a seller's market. In a couple of weeks, on October, I think it's the 14th or the 16th, whatever the Sunday is of that week. I think it's the 14th. We're going to have a show with almost 10 realtors all across the state of Florida on the show. And I've spoken to a lot of them, and I continue to hear the same things. And they'll reiterate that when they come on the show, but it is transitioning not just in Tampa Bay, not just in Florida, but in a lot of other markets to a seller's market where there's less inventory, less opportunity. Homes are selling more quickly for better prices. And we're starting to see some appreciation, a little bit of increase in the average sale price. So what does that mean to you, the consumer? How do you respond differently? How do you react differently? How do you handle it differently? And that's what I want to start off the show with today. And if you've got comments on this or questions about it, again, feel free to call us 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas, and toll free 1-800-969-9352. So, interestingly enough, when you're competing in a market like today against a lot of other consumers for a home, you got to do some things to differentiate your offer. You got to be more creative. Your agent has to be willing to give you good advice, because gone are the days where you can negotiate drastically off of the asking price. When a market shifts to a seller's market, it's more like, you better offer their price or someone's going to come in and beat you with cash. Because our market right now, we continue to see large groups of investors buying real estate, cash coming into the marketplace, and the typical home buyer that's out there competing against sellers in a buyer's market, or competing against other buyers in a seller's market, is going to have a challenging time competing with that. So you want to know what you're up against. You want to offer a fair price, quick inspections, tighter contingencies. Have your financing lined up too. Not just have a pre-approval. Have your loan commitment outside. Everything done but the appraisal on your loan. Have your financials go through underwriting. I mean, literally have everything done so that you can look like a real buyer to a seller that has multiple people making offers on the home, because it's becoming more and more common. And you're going to have to compete with cash. If you watched the news the last couple of weeks or read in the newspaper, you continue to see investors that are buying up, and large companies buying up large amounts of inventory. And as a buyer, with you competing against that, you got to have everything lined up perfectly. As a seller in a seller's market, it's changed a little bit. You can drive the price a little bit more. You can hold your ground a little bit. Prices are coming up, so if you looked to sell your home a year ago, the numbers very likely are better today than they would have been a year ago. The other thing that you can do is just literally prepare your home, to be the best possible condition it can be. Whenever you have these kind of scenarios where you could have multiple offers, condition could drive your price even higher because you have multiple people bidding for it. And if you're out there curious about what's going on in your neighborhood, we set up a website at tampamarketanalysis.com. You can go online and get a free report about your home's value, a market snapshot to show you what's going on in your neighborhood. In case you're curious, if you looked at selling a year or 2 years ago and you weren't able to, there's a good chance you may be able today. And so we've got the website again. The website again is tampamarketanalysis.com. If you're looking for a free report that comes every month about your home's value, to keep you up to date on what's going on, definitely check it out. It's really important to be armed with all the information you could possibly get about your home's value if you're thinking about selling it now, a year from now, or 2 years from now, especially when the market starts to shift like it has. So I think the other thing that I tell people, when you're talking about winning in a seller's housing market, is just not only do you have to do everything to be prepared on your end, having your finances lined up and knowing really what you're looking for, but working with a great agent. An agent that seems committed and focused on helping you is so crucial, because inventory can hit Friday night at 11 o'clock that could be the perfect home, the home that you've told your agent is the right one for you. And if that agent checked out and isn't working on the weekend, by Monday that house is gone. So, as you're talking to agents, make sure that you set the expectation of what kind of communication you want from them, how often they need to be looking at inventory, and how quickly they need to reply when the right property hits the market. So those are kind of some tips about how to win and how to change your mindset really as a buyer or seller in today's market. And if you're looking for that free report as a home seller, definitely check out TampaMarketAnalysis.com. And we continue to see tons of positive information about the market. Monthly home price increases set a record nationally. You know, we haven't seen home prices increase like they have the last few months across the country in a long time. A lot of analysts are signaling, you know, lower inventory and interest rates and an improving economy. Florida consumer confidence is up. You know, across the board, the real estate market is in a much better place today than it was a year or 2 years ago.